Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this new class on the oil and gas facilitating business. As we have started before, this is just one of the lectures, the series of training that you will have to take to complete in order to be a good oil and gas facilitator. And today we are going to discuss the facilitating itself, the players in the oil and gas, and the documents and terminology related to the business of the oil and gas. So I hope you will be focused and you will learn from this lecture and you will apply and also start your own office, start your own business by the end of all the videos that we are going to offer on this topic, and start trading or start facilitating oil and gas contracts. Okay, so let's keep the ball rolling. Do you know that crude oil is sourced? Do you know what are the crude oil source in the refinery? Great. I think I have mentioned this in the previous video. Is that the refineries, they do not produce the oil, right? Meaning they buy the oil from the producer, they refine it, and the outcome are the products that they sell on the market. They sell to the oil and to the petroleum product retailers, which are service stations and so on. Okay. So, what is the meaning of facilitating, and what is the main role of a facilitator? A facilitating is like helping, like helping or putting two parties together in order to complete a deal or in order to close a contract. You may be facilitating, I don't know, maybe gold, you may be facilitating in goods, you may be facilitating in agricultural produce, you may be facilitating in commodities. Whatever you facilitate, you help to sell, or you help to find a common ground, to mingle, to put people together in order to find a common ground, or in order to close a deal, in order to sell. Then you are doing a facilitating business. Who is the facilitator? So a facilitator is someone who can help put the two parties together and close a deal, or and sign a contract, implement the contract, implement a procedure that was already defined in a contract. You may have, as I said, you can have people coming just to help in facilitating this contract. Some contracts do not need facilitators, right? But in the oil and gas, you must have facilitators, because the producer, the major companies producing offshore and onshore, they don't go directly to the refineries, and refineries too don't go directly to them. So both they need they need the help of a facilitator to put them together and sit around a table and draft a procedure and and close a deal. So what can he facilitate you on? In this course, our focus is the oil and gas. So you facilitate in selling oil oil and gas product, the crude oil itself. Okay. Thank you. How can one qualify? Okay, there are no set rules to qualify for this job. You can start with a bachelor degree, another one will start with a master degree, another person with no qualification, no education at all. But you at least you have to improve, and also learn and improve your communication skills, improve your English language, and also improve your negotiation skills, because you will be dealing with people from many sides. Coming all around the world, from different backgrounds, different education, and also different culture. So you've got to learn how to negotiate, how to deal with each and everyone. After you have understood the general aim, the topic itself, you will be able to close a deal by the end of this training. Please, I hope you will take this training very serious. You will read the material, you will participate, you will be asking questions throughout the training, and I hope that by the end you will be a good oil and gas facilitator. So now let's see who are the players in the game. The players, there are dime a dozen in the oil and gas field. You have people, you have the seller, the buyers, the mandates, and so on. So let's see who does what and at what time does he intervene. Okay. First of all, the supplier. The supplier is someone who has an irrevocable power to a specified crude oil allocation. It means he has I mean, the power. He's the only one who is willing or who is capable, who has the right to access or to use the allocation. Okay. You have the buyers. The buyer is an individual or company or group of individuals who sign a contract for the purchase of the crude oil from the seller or directly from the supplier. Okay, so a buyer may be a contractor or just a broker who buys it and sell it or flips it to another person. Okay, the mandates here, a mandate can be on the buyer side or on the seller side. And when the mandate is on the buyer side, and means he is there to negotiate or to defend, to to advertise and do the marketing of the product, to advertise the product. If the mandate is on the buyer side, he is there to check the quality, to make sure that they really got supply the product that they have bought. Okay. The sellers is an individual or group of individual or companies who will sign a contract with a supplier and sell the crude oil. Some seller, as I said, at time are just working as consultancy firm. These people or this person is not owning the oil. He is there just to sell. Now, an agent is an individual or group of people. It may be a company also who negotiate on behalf of the buyer. It means an agent is like a soldier going to the battlefield to defend the corporate for which he's working. He is like a diplomat. He is like I would say a soldier going to the battlefield to fight for his country. That means for the corporate for which he is working. You also have consultants. These are people or group of company in terms of who negotiate the terms of the contract. Consultants may be firms or a person or a company who negotiates and drafts and negotiate the contract, because there's what we call the TTM. That is the talk meeting where all the parties sit together. Where all the parties sit together and draft a contract and come to a certain agreement, look for a common ground. So here the consultant plays a vital role here, because they have to make sure that the drafted contract has a certain a legal aspect of it. So their main role is to check the legal aspect of the contract. The last player here is the broker. A broker is the buyer who signs a contract with supplier on behalf of another buyer. That means he is sent in the battlefield to sign a contract. He is the broker. He might be on the buyer side. He must be on the buyers on the seller side. Some brokers, they buy the oil and they sell it again, or they are there to work with sellers, not with suppliers, but with sellers. So they work with the sellers, and once they have bought it on their name or on behalf of their companies, then they sell the oil again. Okay. So if I have to recall all what I've said, we have the buyers, the sellers, the suppliers, the mandate, the agent, the consultants, the brokers, and facilitators. So All these people are called the facilitators, except the buyers and suppliers. All the people working in between, in the middle line, are called the facilitators. Now, let's see the related document to the business itself, because I think now that you know who are the players and who does what and at what time. So now let's get to the to knowing what are the documents related to the business. We have seven types of documents: the bank related documents, the buyer's document, the seller's document, the insurance document, the buyer, sellers, and suppliers instrument, the shipping terms, the marine document, and the general terms. Okay, before we dive into that part, I would like to give you like a break of 2 minutes, then we get back. Thank you.